I'm super excited about what we're going to talk about today. And this is going to be a new series and a bit of a slice off of Delta V of what we're going to be offering here. So you guys are going to like this. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We're going to give people just a minute to come in, and then we're going to get underway. We're not going to waste any time. What's up, TikTok Live? We're going to be talking about what is live stream or live streaming really? What is it really? And you guys aren't going to be able to see the graphics I'm putting on, but I'm also on twitch.tv/Street Taco Eater right now, and that's where I'm broadcasting this from. So if you actually want to see what is being talked about on the stuff, then you can go there as well. So if you're not a gamer, it's okay, because we're going to be talking about live streaming as it applies to any business and as a service that we are going to be announcing here shortly, which will essentially be Delta V live streaming services. We have to be careful because live stream is actually a thing, a business. So Delta V live streaming services for businesses. It's going to be the new non-stale version of marketing for business. And you're going to want to hop on board, and you're going to want to, whether you're using our services or whether you just follow and work on it, doing it yourself, you're going to want to make sure you do. But we'll have a lot of episodes talking about that. So that's what we're going to be doing with this. So it's not just going to be specifically about, what's up, Nathan? It's not going to be specifically about just gaming, live streaming and gaming. What's up, Con? This is going to be a stream where it's going to be interactive with the audience. It's, we have a lot of gamers that follow me. I primarily stream right now games, but we'll be streaming about a lot of other stuff. So I have a lot of background in marketing. I've been a digital marketer since 1995, and have used that through many businesses throughout the years. And so that's why I'm super excited about live streaming, not just in the gaming industry, primarily there because it's a very natural thing. But businesses, it's going to be the way that you market your business. I don't care what the business is. It's going to be the way that you market your business and yourself and your product and your service going forward from here. And we're going to lay some foundation today and help you understand, if you're interested in streaming as a gamer, if you're interested in streaming as a business, you're going to want to know what these facts are as they currently stand. And then I'm going to turn it into at the end what it means in applying it to what you do. So again, this is also being broadcast we're on TikTok Live. It's also going to be on it's on right now on twitch.tv/Street Taco Eater. So let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. A lot of people will come in. If you miss this video or you come in late, I will post the entire video on our YouTube channel. We're going to make some updates and changes there, but it'll be there. It's YouTube. It's Street Taco Eater. All of my socials are Street Taco Eater on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, YouTube. So you'll be able to find this entire broadcast that we're doing, this live stream, recorded and sliced off. We're not going to edit it. We're not going to doctor it up. We're not going to make it all polished and fancy. It's going to be what it is. And we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So let's get started. Let's start talking about, so the data that I'm largely taking, because this covers almost all of it, is from this July 2nd article of this year by Tech Jury from a guy named Victor Yanov, I guess. And it's a lot of very powerful statistics, and we're going to talk about them in terms of how they apply to what you want to do for yourself, your business, gaming, whatever it is. And again, at the end, I'm going to wind it all into something. What's up, Magnum? Glad you're here, man. Glad you're here. You didn't miss anything. I'm just kind of laying the foundation. What I'm talking about is how this information can apply. We're going to launch Delta V live streaming services for businesses. And it's going to be, not to mention what we do for gamers and people that want to make an income in streaming as a gamer, but we're also going to do it for people that want to physically come in, use our facility, that want to learn how to stream on their own, whatever it is. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to lay a foundation of live stream now that I think is incredibly important to understand, and even more important to get excited about. Okay. And there's a lot of data here. We're going to go through it pretty quickly. And then at the end, I'll bring it all together in the way I think it really applies. Okay, so let's just get to it. So TikTok Live, I apologize, you're not going to see the graphics, but I'll read them out what they are, and we'll talk about them. So this was geared towards marketers and people that want to figure out how they're going to market themselves. Because let me explain something right from the beginning. If you want to be a full-time streamer of Call of Duty or Fortnite or some game, and you want that to be your living, you got to understand that you are creating a product that the marketplace, you want the marketplace to consume. So in this case, if you're a gamer, your show and your play of gaming, the entertainment that you bring is the product you're offering. If you have a tattoo shop, the tattoos that you do for people is what you're offering. If you have a barber shop, if you are a restaurant, if you are whatever it is, you have a product or service that you can bring to the audience through live stream. And if it's done the right way, you're going to have amazing results, because a lot of these numbers that we're going to talk about right now. Okay. So I'm not doing slam balls in the middle of this con. I'll do it when I start playing. All right, let's get into some basic numbers here. Let's just talk about these. I'm going to read these out loud, and we're going to talk individually. 96% of people say they've watched an explainer video to learn more about a product or service. So we know that video is very powerful, and most of it's been YouTube content. You can subscribe to a service. You can get some kind of instructional media in the form of video. And 96% of people say they have watched those kinds of videos, that kind of content. Okay. With over 9.3 billion hours, get your head around that. 9.3 billion hours. Yes, I'm going to play Fortnite later, hippos, so just be patient. 9.3 billion hours watched of Twitch content, which makes Twitch the biggest. That's just Twitch, okay? If you put that into a person's lifetime, that's 15,000 or 14,700 lifetimes of an average age expectancy of 72 years. Okay, that's a lot of attention, and I'm going to talk about the brokering of attention. 79% say a brand's video has convinced them to buy a piece of software or an app. Again, we know how powerful video is. Okay, we get that. The live streaming market will be worth over $70 billion by 2021. $70 billion. Now, let me explain something, and this is going to be the common thread throughout everything we're talking about. Attention is the commodity that we broker today. Okay? It's what we're seeking. When you have big attention, the more attention you have, meaning our eyeballs on you or your product or service, right? The more attention that you command, the more money comes with that, and the more money that comes with it, the more opportunity that comes with it as well. Are you with me? We're not trading in hard products and services as much as right now we're trading in attention. Because if you have the attention, then you can deliver a product or service. What's interesting, and we won't talk about it in today's episode, is how the marketplace is reversing its role in the consumption and paying for that, right? We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Remind me. Hopefully, I think I have that on the schedule. All right. So $70 billion is going to be what the live streaming marketplace will be spending by 2021. Videos on social media generate 1,200% more shares than text and images. Do you understand that? Again, the power of video, but we're moving beyond that. Companies that use video enjoy 41% more traffic from searches. 40% of consumers state video increases the chance to purchase a product on their mobile device. Another big piece of this, okay, guys? 74% of millennials find video helpful when comparison shopping. Not my generation. I mean, I do it all the time. Okay, let's move on now. Let's get into some basic things. With over 9.3 billion hours watched, Twitch is now the biggest live streaming platform worldwide. We know that. Is that always going to be the case? Probably not. But you never know. It's Jeff Bezos, right? Who knows what'll come out of that. Facebook gaming did experience the highest year-on-year growth between 2018 and 210%. There's a lot of reasons to go into that, and there's a lot of reasons to go into that. We won't get into that today. Facebook experienced 2.5 billion active monthly users in Q4 of 2019. So when we talk about streaming on Facebook, that's important to know what size of the audience is, right? Okay. YouTube live streaming statistics reveal 70% prefer it over other platforms in 2020. Now, that's where we get out of gaming and we get into the full public, right? The full public is looking to live streaming as a resource, and YouTube is very comfortable to them. That's why that's the case, okay? Again, we're not going to delve into the deep facts and issues in here, but it's important to understand behavior when it comes to you as a streamer or you as a business wanting to live stream. Aside from Twitch and Facebook, Mixer was the next most popular. We know what happened to Mixer. It's now gone. By 2021, there are expected to be 383 million SVOD subscriptions worldwide. I'm not even going to touch that. That's so big right now. That's so big. Okay. Live stream has the largest market share of live streaming platforms at 34.97%. Now, live stream is a live streaming service. It's incredibly valuable. You can do some amazing things out there. It is an upgraded service, as I kind of understand it, because we've dabbled in it, like a Streamlabs OBS is. But their stuff is very sophisticated and very specific. That was really loud. Thanks, Magnum, for the host. I appreciate that. Okay, so live stream is in and of itself a service. We'll talk about that at another time as well. Okay, the live streaming market will be worth over $70 billion. We talked about that. By 2027, I want you to think about this for a second. By 2027, it is expected to reach 184.27 billion US dollars, okay, as an industry. Now, there is go look at what are the size of other industries. I don't even remember. Soccer is like 94 billion, I think, and American football is like 46 billion. I don't remember the numbers. I looked at them quite a while ago, but 184 billion. And you guys, we throw billions around like it's nothing, right? Understand that. That's okay. It's loud on my end. It's not your fault. Understand. I want you to think of the relative power of what $1 billion is. If you had $1 million, if you had $1 million of $1,000 bills, that's $1,000 bills, right? That'd be about 18 inches in height. $1 billion would be like 50 feet above the Washington Monument in $1,000 bills. So we got to think about the magnitude of these numbers. Okay. The live streaming industry has grown by 99% between April 2019 and April 2020. Do you understand? 100% growth in a year of an industry that's relatively new, right? We know Amazon bought Justin TV in 2014. They spent almost $1 billion, $968 million or something like that. And now that's turned into Twitch, and we see what's happening there. The live streaming trends in 2020 show us that Hulu is the largest TV streaming service in the U.S. Okay, that's great. 80% of consumers prefer to watch live videos from a brand than read a blog. If you're a business, do you guys get this? If you're a streamer, do you understand if you have a product or service you're trying to... For us that stream games, we kind of see it naturally because we consume a lot of live stream content in games. Okay. 80% of consumers prefer to watch live videos from a brand than read a blog. 63% of people 18 to 34 watch live streaming content regularly. 63% attention that we're brokering, right? Do you get that? 40% of live stream video viewers worldwide are watching more live videos compared to a year ago. So the ones that are watching worldwide, 47% of them, half of them are watching more than they were watching the previous year. Okay. More than 1 in 5 Facebook videos are live and are watched 3 times longer than pre-recorded videos. Guys, you've got to understand how powerful live streaming is. For you as a streamer of games, for you using it in your business, 1 in 5, and this is just on Facebook, videos are live and are watched 3 times longer. You get that? 3 times longer than pre-recorded videos. Why? We're tired of pre-recorded stuff. There's so much of it, right? And the polish and the lack of interaction, because again, we're going from entertainment to engage-ertainment. We want to consume what's there, but we want to be able to engage with it as well. Okay, 67% of audiences who watched the live stream purchased a ticket to a similar event the next time it occurred. If you're an event person and you're putting on events and you're not live streaming beforehand, you're missing out on this. Because it gives, again, the marketplace the time to be able to engage with you in a live setting, not a polished promo video for your upcoming big event. They get to be with you real time, in a real way, authentic behind the scenes if you do it right. And 67% of those will buy a ticket to some event that you have coming. Maybe that's an esports event. Maybe that's a speaking engagement. Whatever it is, the numbers don't lie. In 2020, live streaming is expected to account for 82% of all internet traffic. Do you understand? Can you get your head around how powerful that message alone is? If you are a business, if you are a streamer, again, I'm going to keep saying that over and over because we're gonna launch Delta V live streaming services, right, as a way to help businesses get into this place to get their brand and their product service out. In just this year, live streaming is expected to account for 82% of all internet traffic. It's stunning. It's stunning, guys. Okay. The streaming industry is estimated to reach 124 billion. We already talked about that's a different stat by 2025. Breaking news makes up 56% of most watched live content. You guys have seen it. With everything that's going on in the country, around the world, people pull up their phones, they're live streaming it, whatever, on TikTok Live or Facebook Live or whatever. So a lot of that is obviously breaking news. It's a lot of what's actually crippled the news industry. Okay. Nearly the same share of Americans prefer to get local news online as they do TV. Again, that's why that industry is getting crippled. 68% of adults, American adults, say that they at least occasionally get news from social media. Okay. 63% of sports fans are interested in playing for an all sports over the top. I don't know what that had to do with anything. Some of these I meant to cut out. 80% of women describe themselves as sports fans and are willing to pay up to 50% more for over-the-top content. Okay, hold on. Let me move. This is sports-specific stuff. Let me get down to the 87% of audiences would prefer to watch online versus on TV if it means more behind-the-scenes content. Guys, you understand that that's a big key. The content has to be right for what you want to do here. And again, we're going to wrap this up at the end on what it actually means to make this occur. Okay, 87% of audiences would prefer to watch online versus on TV if it means behind the scenes content exists. Okay, then we'll get to that. 45% of live video audiences will pay for live. Do you understand this? 45% of live audiences would pay for live, exclusive, or on-demand video from a favorite team, speaker, performer, or gamer, or tattoo artist, or whatever. Okay? All right. 60% of viewers will do an online search while watching a live stream. This is very important, right? So when people are live streaming, and I see this all the time, when I'll be live streaming and someone will actually go search the Delta V website or go to Street Taco or, whatever. You need a Monday newspaper, but no one gets... And that depends on an age thing. And a lot of people, I'm not saying that newspapers are going away. They are going to go away someday, right? Maybe like Sears went away or Toys R Us. But I hear you. I get it. Okay. 43% of viewers say compelling content is the primary motivator for live online viewing. Guys, this is the thing that absolutely gets missed and absolutely gets crushed when you're trying to grow a stream. You forget the fact that your content has to be compelling. In gamers specifically, they simply broadcast them playing video games in front of a camera. And that's not content. At least that's not compelling content, right? It's not compelling content. It has to be compelling content. All right, let's keep moving. 28. There are 3.8 million streamers broadcasting on Twitch in 2020. Oh my goodness. It's so saturated. I'll never be able to get recognized. Now, let me say that's a two-part answer. Number one, yes, Twitch has a real issue with not being able to help growth of small streamers, right? Because if you're playing Fortnite and you have 7 viewers, you're going to be like 350 people down and no one's going to stream down there and find you, okay? The advantage is that it's not magic to get to the top. It's a matter of reverse engineering what the top people have done and doing the same thing and having the patience and the consistency to be able to get there and get that done, right? Okay, so it's not that because there are 3.8 million streamers broadcasting on Twitch doesn't mean it's saturated to me. That's not what it means. What it means is it's saturated with a bunch of people that are never going to make any money at it and are just taking up space, and that's okay. That's fine. Not everyone wants to make a career out of streaming or use streaming as a way to build their business. That's totally fine. But it doesn't mean that you can't get above it pretty easily if you do some very basic things. Okay. 82% of Twitch users say sponsorships are good for the gaming industry. This is what's really interesting. When you think about the old school or what exists right now, and you think about YouTube and whatnot, YouTube has pre-roll ads, mid-roll ads, right, as you're watching this long video, depending on the length of the video. And we tolerate it because we value the content, but it gets to be pretty annoying. And even on Twitch, if you don't, if you have a pre-roll ad, like if you're not an affiliate or a partner and you can't run the 1 minute in-game ad to eliminate the pre-roll for 20 minutes. 30% of people that are on that come to find you, even if they do find you on Twitch, are going to bounce when they see a pre-roll ad. But what does work for us as streamers, or you and your business while you're streaming, is to be able to have revenue. Because Harris Heller from Alpha Gaming talks quite a bit about this. And, he listed one time, I think it was 35 or 36 income streams from streaming. So if you have a business that you think is just one product or service, there are a lot of other ways to make money through live streaming your business, product, or service outside of even gaming. But as a gamer, we're okay with seeing at the bottom corner of our overlay, like over here somewhere, Chipotle as a banner that comes up and switches maybe to St. Jude's or switches to, G Fuel or whatever, because it's not interrupting our entertainment. It's not interrupting our engagement, and yet it's still there. And if you're Tim the Tap Man with 45,000 viewers, do you think that Chipotle's pretty excited? I don't think Chipotle sponsors him. Pretty excited to have their brand in front of that many viewers' eyeballs. And in the course of that, he has 45,000, but there may be people in the course of his stream that may be 150,000 that came through for a time, if that makes sense. Okay, let's move forward. 35% of marketers use live video. We get that, but I think a lot of times they're doing it wrong. But that's just, IMO, and we'll talk about that another time. Ad views on live video streaming grew 56%. Okay. That's kind of a forced issue. I'm not real happy with that statistic, but that's another one that gets broken down. We'll break it down another time. Facebook Watch attracted 400 million monthly viewers in 2018. It's irrelevant to what we're talking about today. This is kind of interesting. Facebook has signed an exclusive deal to show every La Liga game, that's a soccer team, for the next 3 seasons over 348 million of its users in Asia. Very interesting. Anyway, let's talk about some fun facts, and then we'll get kind of the how this all wraps in. Watching esports as an industry will soon be worth $1 billion. I think we're already there. And I think that Corona had a lot to do with that acceleration, but we're already there. I believe. We may have even surpassed it by now. I could be wrong. As of January 2020, the most popular game streamer on Twitch, we know this, was Ninja. And then he went to Mixer, and then now he's kind of coming back. So he's got other things going on. Okay, look at this. Viewers spend. Think about this. If you're a business owner, I don't care if you're a plumber, I don't care if you're, you own a bar, whatever. Viewers spend 42 minutes. Viewers spend 8 times longer watching live videos than on-demand videos. Now, I'm not talking about Netflix and different things. I'm talking about the stuff that you would put out that you'd want to market your business, or you'd want to expose what you do or whatever. 8 times longer. People who are streaming on their TV spend 42 minutes on average watching a live video, and only 5.1 minutes if it's on demand. Just saying. World Cup 2018 peaked at 7.9 million concurrent plays. Right? Concurrent viewers, becoming one of the most popular live streams of the year. Crazy. The most watched video. We don't care. That's Chewbacca Bomb. All right. So here's the point I want to get to. Let's talk about live streaming if you're a gamer, and then we'll talk about live streaming if you're a business. The opportunity to make money in live streaming is obviously legitimate because so many people are doing it. What is a mystery to people is, well, how did they get there? And they just got lucky and all that, right? That's not the case. Now, I'm going to divide streamers, legacy streamers compared to up and coming in the next generation. The next generation of streamers, right? Legacy streamers, Ninja, Shroud, Symphony, a lot of people that have been around for a long time. They evolved in a very different way, right? Ninja's been streaming for 9 years, something like that. Tim's been on for 5 or 6 years. You go through the whole list. They've been streaming for a long time. So there's always going to be a time element to it. I think that time element is going to be incredibly shortened and because of the things of the acceptance of it and other things that are happening. But that being said, legacy streamers, and there are a lot of big legacy streamers and YouTubers that are falling off, right? Because they're not evolving into what the new demands are. They're just kind of sticking with what they've always done because, that's just human nature. We just want to stick with what we're always doing. How will we clean our windows with no streaks? What? Colonel, I don't even know what that means. I'm also I'm broadcasting on TikTok Live as well. Okay, so Current legacy streamers is one category with set them, but we can still reverse engineer and look at them currently as to what's making them work. And those are upcoming streams that we'll do on Street Talk on this platform. So, what I want to wrap this into is how does it work for you going forward? And let's first talk about game streamers. This is the thing that you've got to understand. The bar and the barrier to entry is very low to stream, right? If we get rid of newspapers, I'm sure there's other resources besides. See, that's you're not even old enough to know that unless your parents made you wash the windows with vinegar and newspaper. I used to do that as a kid all the time. Okay, if you're a gamer, you have to understand that, and you want to make money at it. Live streaming is a business, and the barrier to entry to that business is very low right now. In other words, anyone can put a camera up and take their Xbox or PlayStation or PC or whatever, start playing games in front of the camera. That doesn't mean that that's what anything is or worth anything to the audience or is anything that people are going to watch, right? Does that make sense? So when we talk about it as a business, you have to go to the next level, which is the bar that says there's a minimum expectation of quality, and that minimum expectation's gone way up, right? So sound and lighting and overlays and the entertainment value and all that's gone way. The basic mechanics, I should say, have gone way up. They've gone way up. So there are things you have to have in place even to get through the basic threshold, right? There is branding, and there is color, and there is lighting, and there is sound, and there is, brandability of you and all the other things that go in. The next part of that, again, right now we're still only talking about streamers that want to make it in the gaming world, in like on Twitch. The other part of it is you have to know that your stream is a show. Now, again, we're separating. If you want to do it for fun and you're with your friends, you want to get in front of the camera because it's fun, who cares? It doesn't matter. What matters is if you want to make money at it, part-time, full-time, you want to be a legacy legend, household name streamer, you have to know that you're putting on a show. And so your energy level and the way that you dress and the way people can expect to see you, whatever that is, you have to think about all of those details. And there are so many of them that are so easy to miss that if you miss them, you may not even be able to put your finger on, well, just no one's watching my stream. Well, what if we tweaked this? And what if we did that? And how about if for me, I always wear a black shirt. There's a certain look. Ninja, the reason that I started watching Ninja was because I know he would always put his headband on when he won. He'd do the pon dance, and maybe now there's a DMCA copyright issue with that. I don't know. But there was an expectation, like it is when you walk into McDonald's, right? Versus going, if you have kids or you're going somewhere and you're thinking, oh, there's a hole-in-the-wall burger place or McDonald's, you're going to go to McDonald's because it's predictable, because you're comfortable knowing that it's not maybe going to be the best burger in the world, but it's got a playground and it's going to cost this much, and the fry machine's on the left and the restrooms are on the right, and all of that. So predictability, and these are the kinds of things we're going to get into in actually building a show and what succeeds, but they're all things you have to think about. Barrier to entry low for game streamers. The expectation bar is much higher than it used to be, and then actually succeeding is going to be something that we have to work very, very seriously on and take it in every detail. Okay, that's gamers, right? And so I do a lot of game streaming. I'm going to be shifting that a lot with what we're going to be doing with Delta V live streaming services. But let's talk just for a minute about if you're a regular business, right? A business that is, let's just pick anything. Something, that's important, but people don't get excited, the idea of live streaming. Let's take a plumber. Could a plumber do live streaming to get his business recognized? And the answer is, and grown, right? And provide a valuable piece of content or a source of exposure to his business, to that attention. And the answer is 100% yes. 100% yes. Let me say it again. 100% yes. In my mind. I could be wrong, but mark down. I got a gnat flying around. Mark down this date. Okay, September 4th, 2020, that I said that absolutely they can do it, and we're going to actually help people do it. But think about it this way. I'm just going to throw out an example. Let's say a plumber has a big job that's a very common job in a house, and instead of just doing a YouTube video, he's actually there broadcasting it with the homeowner's permission or whatever, and you can have live Q&A. Someone could you could be engaging with the audience. Well, why did you use that tool? What did you do here? Well, I don't want to give away all my trade secrets. Baloney. Get over that. Everyone can find out what you do for free, but what you're trying to do is build a relationship, an engagement with that audience, who then likely, even if they're not there with you, would want more of your services, whether they consume it digitally and pay for something or they want you to actually physically come there. There's not a case, I've been thinking for the last 24 hours before this broadcast, of any case that I could think of where someone could not use live streaming as a way to market their business or market themselves as a streamer. Again, we get really caught up in the gaming industry looking at things like Twitch. Well, it's just for gamers, and we're not sellouts. We don't really want sponsors, and we don't, because we're gamers. Listen, I'm the most protected person of the gaming community of probably any 10 people but of the community, of the safeness of it, of the let's eliminate toxicity, let's raise the professionalism. But by the same token, listen, you can go work at Sam's and then, live stream at night, or you can work hard, especially if you're young or want to take the time to build a live stream full-time income. I saw a kid on TikTok today talking about he spent the last 3 years kind of feeling like he had to live a different life, and hiding from his parents and hiding from his friends or whatnot. He had to give up a lot, but within 3 years of streaming, he was talking about, he's kind of emotional on it. He quit his job that day, and he was now doing this full time, and he was very emotional. Now, what's sad about that is that society and parents need to understand and upgrade to the concept that this is an acceptable career path, and that's a lot of what we're going to be working on at Delta V, and why I actually founded Delta V. So the business has massive, in my opinion, opportunity to leverage in the right way, because let me tell you right now, I am so protective of this community. When you live stream, there's a culture, there's an etiquette, there's an expectation. And if you don't do it right, this community and this environment will shun you so fast. It'll shun you so fast that you'll end up just saying, well, live stream just doesn't work. It doesn't work for business. No, you didn't work it correctly. Because it's clear with people like Ninja or Tatman or Shroud, or you go through the list, that the audience will pay you and love you if you provide for them what they're looking for and do it in the right way. And it doesn't just have to be Twitch, guys. Obviously, there's YouTube Live, YouTube Gaming, Facebook Gaming Live. There's all kinds of options for live streaming or live stream. It's the fact that you have to get your head around that live stream is the next thing, and you need to incorporate it. You need to do it right and treat it like a business. Does that make sense? Now, tomorrow's episode, we're going to get into, I don't even remember. I have to look at my list. I have the whole list of stuff that's going to be going on. What do you guys have? Because some older people won't ever look into things such as TikTok or Instagram for video content. 100%. 100%. Look, my generation, I'm a unicorn. You tell me how many 57-year-old streamers you see. Are they out there? Yeah, they are. I actually saw a lady that, I don't think she streams. She's in Japan. She games. She's like 94. Okay, but I understand that I'm a unicorn. But for me, I've been expecting this for 30 years, right? 25 years, since 1995, as I started doing online e-commerce businesses. And if you want to know what that is, go look up Corey Rudel. He passed away in a car accident in his Porsche at Riverside Speedway, I think it was. Corey Rudel, R-U-D-L. He was a big online marketer. I bought his full course, and that's when I started with online marketing and looking at all that. So I've been waiting for this for a long time. And the generation, there's a massive generation that's never going to look at TikTok. You're absolutely right. But here's the problem, is that that generation is going to die, and it's not going to matter anyway. But that generation is still consuming content. May not be live yet, but remember, 64% of the market, I think it is 18 to 34-year-olds. And then the younger and younger, it's going to be younger and younger because more and more parents are going to be comfortable with their kids consuming live content, and live content is going to be just the accepted norm. So you can be stuck in the way that, hey, I want my news on the radio, or give me a newspaper, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it's not relevant with the changing demographic of the world. That's all. So let me just wrap this up, and then if you guys have any questions at all, I'll answer any questions. I want you to know that live stream, I got to be careful. Live stream is a service. Live streaming, okay, as a tool is unbelievably one of the biggest opportunities I've seen come in my lifetime. But you can't mess with it unless you just want to mess with it and have fun. If you want it to be an income source, you have got to pay attention to every detail. You've got to know that there are going to be times you're going to work through the times. I've done it myself, with hour after hour of no one in chat, and you're having to talk like there's 500 people in chat, okay? And you're going to have to understand that the final thing I'll talk about in terms of why this is so important. People spend, I'm talking to you as a gamer that streams as well. You are marketing through live stream to an audience your show. That's you playing games, or you just chatting, or you painting a picture, whatever it is. Okay, you're selling that. You're marketing it. And in the marketing world, if you have a business, it's easy to understand what analytics and metrics are, right, for how your dollars being spent to market your business are being reciprocated with return on that dollar, right? Here in live stream, it's very different because you get it in real time. If during a stream you see that you have 418 viewers, but yesterday you had 2,860, then you're subject to that audience, your content, or the way you're doing it. Maybe you're tired that day or whatever. That's real data. That's live, real-time data. If you see that after the stream and you look at your analytics because all the data's there, if you look at it and you say, okay, I had 624 unique visitors come into my stream in the time I was on, but I only had 16 new followers and 1 new subscription. Well, then you start to be able to understand what the ratios are, and the ratios, the numbers don't lie. You can know, then you can start testing. This is what's so amazing. As a game streamer or whatever it is you're streaming into business, you can begin testing those analytics with new things. Well, maybe if I sit up better, or maybe if I wear a blue shirt and I I can't take my hat off. Anyway, my hair's crazy, or I'm Dr. Disrespect and I wear, I create a persona with glasses and a wig and my vest and all of that. It doesn't matter because you can test it in real time, and you don't have to wait for analytics over the course of a month. You know right there. If you're losing followers, gaining followers, if you're losing viewers, gaining viewers, if you're holding viewers' attention for a long time or a short time, and you can test in real time. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's absolutely stunning, the power of live stream. All right, so we're going to talk a lot more about a lot of different things. This is going to go on, just continuing now from 12:30. I went a little bit long today, about 35 minutes or so. Questions, guys. Do you have any questions about these statistics or some of these basics as we talk about live streaming as an industry? On TikTok or on stream. Should I turn the music up and dance and wait? Does that help? See, I'm testing. Does that help? So going forward at 12:30 Monday through Saturday, I will be doing this, and we're going to talk a lot for the probably next month about streaming, streamers, how it works for businesses, how it works for personal aspirations, all of it. We're going to cover it all. I got to tighten this up a little bit. I move it all the time and it gets loose. All right. No questions, guys? Was that valuable as a start? And I'll clip this off and we'll put it on my YouTube channel. You'll also be able to see it on my Twitch channel. Unfortunately, TikTok Live doesn't let you capture the video at all. So you'll have to go to my YouTube channel tomorrow once we get it up. Okay. Well, next thing is, I think we're going to get into some, I'm going to play some Fortnite, and I'm going to keep grinding towards the skin, the Iron Man skin, probably do some COD a little bit later. I'm streaming until 8 p.m. tonight. It is date night. So I'll be live until, so what time is it now? It's after 2. Yeah, so I got another 6 hours or so. So Magnum says, I think exposure is the hardest part, trying to use social platforms to get your content out. So I think that there's no question. You're absolutely right. The biggest challenge as a Twitch streamer, if you use that platform, is awareness, is exposure, is getting people to know you even exist. You could be the greatest streamer potentially in the world, and yet no one knows that you exist. Right? It's the same thing because of and that's where the saturation fear comes in. But I'm going to be honest with you. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. There are plenty of streamers that are going to explode. This stream is going to be giant. There are plenty of streamers that are going to explode, but you hit it on the head. You have to do things outside of live streaming to bring awareness to your stream. I can tell you as an example that TikTok has brought me so many viewers and so many people that it's kind of surprising how powerful it is and how underused it is, right? So yes, you have to use the other platforms contextually correct. In other words, you got to put content out that fits each of those platforms. That's why I'm still on Twitter. And listen, I'll tell you right now, we'll talk about. I'm glad you enjoy these, Magnum. We'll talk about, maybe that's what we'll talk about tomorrow. Some exposure. We'll talk about Gary V's $1.80 strategy, which I think is unbelievably. And I've been doing it recently, and it's bringing a lot of interesting success. $1.80 a day, and it's not about spending money, but we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow, and we'll get into some of this question, right? Because that's kind of the next thing. So that's great, Street. All of this stuff exists. It's an exciting potential industry. There's so many ways that we can do things. But what is it? How do we really get people to see our stream? So maybe that's the next subject, and then after that, we'll get into more details, very minute details. You know, I'm not going to get into things about equipment and lighting. That's kind of obvious. And I would highly recommend you. There are lots of good ones. Harris Heller at Alpha Gaming, hashtag not sponsored. You can check out his content. He's got a lot of stuff that talks about, because he's been in the entertainment. He and his wife had been doing Vine videos, music videos for a long time. And then when that went away, you know, they've been doing a lot of YouTube stuff. He's big on YouTube. And there are a lot of great people that will tell you about equipment, lighting, that are way more. And that's how I set up my stuff, basically, from a lot of their information. What we're going to talk about is how to use it as a tool to make an income, right? More than just here's the how-to to make it successful. So great question. I think that'll be tomorrow's topic. I can tell you that some of the statistics are real. Every time I do a live stream, I get notifications on my phone that someone has gone to the website, the Street Talk or the Delta V website, so I know that it happens in real time. That's the other thing with live streaming, is you can tell when things are happening in real time. Posting clips is a good way to get some views. Just trying to find a sweet spot to bring them back to the actual platform. Here's the thing. We're gonna address this tomorrow, but I'll touch on it right now so you have some anticipation. Creating content, there's no such thing in my mind. I would, and some would argue against this, there's not a sweet spot of content. What there is riding the wave of current content, if that makes sense. There's trending, and this is why you have to look at, we'll talk about part of it, Gary V's $1.80 a day structure for gaining exposure. It's about knowing what's trending, what content that is, style of content, right? What style of delivery of content, and then being able to reproduce that, because that changes all the time. So instead of trying to figure out, I have one video on TikTok that has almost 400,000 views. I don't know why. All the rest of mine have, 20 or 30,000, or most of them are 2,000, and then you've got, those that are growing that are 200 or 300. So it's not a sweet spot, is in terms of like, I've got this style of content, like Chewbacca Mom, right? I mean, come on, that thing blew up, and that was hilarious. I mean, everyone's seen that. It's what's trending. The sweet spot is what's trending, and that's what you watch hashtags for. And then you go out and you devour that content in terms of what it is that is trending. And you can pull it from different industries. So I would say, and we'll get into that tomorrow. But you're absolutely right. There is a sweet spot. It's just different than what most people think it is, I would argue. So anything else, guys? So much fun. Dance time again. All right. Well, I'm going to switch over. I'm going to go use the restroom really quick. And guys, I would love for you to, as this is going forward, obviously your follows, if you have Prime subs, if you have the ability to support our efforts, we're going to give away so much information for free as a streamer, as a business, as we launch Delta V live streaming services as kind of a subdivision of what we do with esports and other stuff, because it's what we can do right now with COVID. That's always much appreciated. Anything you do to spread the word. So this is my own kind of, outro. Socials are all at Street Taco Eater. You can see Delta V Esports website is pretty basic right now because we're not just doing much on the esports until the COVID thing, probably till January, so we can start doing more. But we are going to have a heavy focus on this new live stream stuff. So if you can spread the word, if you can, just make sure people understand that this is going to be available every day, and we'll be posting a lot more stuff. I'm going to be live a lot. I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to be live a lot. I'm going to be testing a lot of stuff. I'm going to be doing a lot of IRL stuff. And for those of you that are older, IRL simply means in real life. So make sure that you tune in, that you come back and you spread the word. And to you guys, so much appreciation. Love back to you for all of your support in everything we're doing. And we're going to have a blast. We're going to have a blast. We're going to help you grow your business. All right, TikTok Live, I'm going to hop off. And we'll talk to you guys probably again later on date night. We'll see. And then right now I'm gonna go use the restroom really quick, and we're gonna get ready for some Fortnite and then some COD later. I think Magnum, are we playing see, so let me just tell you right now. Let me give you an example before we're talking about, we're gonna play, what were we playing? Not Grounded, right? Grounded. So right now I finished the TikTok Live, okay? So the TikTok Live was 0.8 hours, okay? In that time, we had 33 views and 1 new follower. So 33 people came in. I know how many came in, and I actually know how long they stayed in real time. Like, look, if I put my glasses on, hold on. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is real time. So, all right. So, one viewer, which was Corey, was on for 17 minutes. Another one was on for 12. The vast majority were on for a minute. So there were 33 viewers. 10 of them stayed for at least a minute. That's data. Guys, that's data. It's data. Let me say it again. It's data. It's important. It is real-time response to the content you're putting out. It's super, super valuable. So I'll post this video on YouTube tomorrow. You can also see it on Twitch to be part of my whole stream. So guys, thank you for being here for that. And now I'm going to, let's get Fortnite ready, and we're going to go. I got to change my, my stream information. So hopefully you're going to hang out, and we're going to